Well, this week's mailbag has brought me some HEA rail freight cool wagons. Bit of hard to come by, well, for sensible money, shall we say. There's always some on there, but they're usually a bit like the Redland hoppers. They'll seem to think they're gold. These are the Hornby variant and not the old mainline ones, which then were rebranded by Bachmann. They are almost identical anyway, and the frames are very similar. You've got the hopper effect, which contains the weight in the chassis, which the Hornby one seems it might be a little bit better than the early mainline variants. These have had some use. As you can see, there should be a ladder there, and minor detail, I've got to order some brass ladders, so obviously I can trim them and use them to suit. I believe there's one with a broken buffer. This all was mentioned in the description, so we've got a coupling here that was broke. I don't know whether it's the one that fits around the plastic couplings, although these are the riveted type. Now the box did have a bit of a squash in it, despite them doing quite a good packaging job. That was bent, so I don't know whether it's been done in transit or it was already like it and it was just chucked in there as an offering. But not the end of the world. Luckily it's just, one little screw, whip it off, chuck a new one on. So it should look like that. I think that one needs gluing, and I think that's probably about the only intact one. They're a bit susceptible to damage. Some of these spurs, that one just needs moving back and gluing. There was another one I popped back in position, so I think it's just damage from probably rough handling or storage. There was one that came with a ladder there. I probably won't use that one. I'll use the brass ones. They're a little bit more pleasing on the eye. So they cost me, with the postage, £44. So not a bargain of the week, but it's a lot cheaper than some of them go for. I have got my eye on another pair, but whether they'll be a similar sort of price, I don't know. But it's not the only box we've had this week. We have had a couple of deals from Kerno Model Rail Centre, as it was actually cheaper to buy their discounted stuff than equivalent or the same on a well-known auction site. So what we have is a Bachmann Scene Craft down the market signal box, which is not far away from me. Now I have found a couple of bits in the bottom of the packaging. I thought they might be a bit delicate and left for you to attach them, but there was a wire rod that goes across the front of the windows, which I presume is a handrail for when the man's cleaning them, and the standoffs for the guttering, which go on these ends here. As you can see, fortunately the roof is removable, so you can detail the interior. And there's also a little piece of plastic glazing, but I don't seem to be missing any. And the steps just sit on the outside like so. I suppose you could cement them in position or just leave them freestanding. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure they do these cheap because they are customer returns with slight flaws. I'm not sure that the advert, I will check back just to say that, but I'm not sure it was them or another one. I bought a wagon, I bought 3, 2 were brand new and 1 had clearly been used. But I will just check this to make sure it is okay. I can live with the minor things because it is a simple just reattachment. I may even do something different with the guttering, because I do obviously want to access the interior. I'm not a great fan of these plastery plastic resin things, which is why you won't see many on my layout. But it was just because this has a, well, not a personal, but a local connection. And this is why that we've got here, it focuses. Okay, it's from Australia, but even so, their asking price is £67 and then another £40 shipping to get it back to the UK. £49 is a second-hand one for £20, but it has been painted up. That one's an N-gauge variant at £24, and then there's another one which I think is a normal-ish RRP, which is £49. I would not hand over a £50 note for that. I did in fact buy it for £26.99, which does beg the question, if they can sell them for half price, why is the RRP £49? Clearly they're not selling them at a loss, but it wasn't the only bargain, I guess, that I bought from them, so let's have a look. Next on the list is I guess it's an office block of some description, the sort of thing you would have found on a larger railway yard for the administration. That's what it's going to be for me anyway. I think there's a few layouts with something similar. I think there are other variations on this. Bit of polystyrene. It does come with lights. I think there's one there over the doorway, and they glue little brass tubes so that you can pass the lights through, so I suppose you can angle it over to a room. There's also a little pack of blackouts for various windows, I guess, if you want to create an idea that some of the rooms are turned off at night and they've gone home and some are on. There is a slight bow to the front of it, probably because these are made in silicone moulds, I would suspect. But again, this was 24, no, where was it? Same sort of price, £26.95. They're not bad. They're a little bit slapdash with the window positionings, but it's better than some, and obviously there aren't a lot of ready-made or even kit stuff like this. I would buy kits. I'd prefer to make kits and do my own stuff, and at least if you criticise it, you're criticising your own work, but not someone in China. But again, I think this is around about £70 mark. Well, I know there is another few buildings that are in the £69 range. This is £39, £40. Probably paying a premium for those extra 12p LEDs, but nevertheless still a little bit cheaper. And well, I wouldn't buy a card kit generally, but if something similar to this was made via laser, you would be in the 20s anyway, so then you've got to put it all together and paint it and everything. So this is, out of the box, plug it in and you're up and running sort of thing. It is the well, you can use those plugs on other connectors. I think I might have some, if not I'll chop them off. I'm not buying their little lighting system. So that was the second discount, so let's have a look at the third. So the other week when I was covering Hornby cranes and such like, I did mention that I would like to make a full maintenance train up. So the answer is the Hornby carriage that's blanked off windows and painted yellow with some hatching, but they seem to think that they're worth a lot of money. £28 and then another £4.50 postage. Another one there, £30. These are second hand, they're not new. And the cheapest one that I found was £20. I think there's one on auction at £19.99 as a start bid. Now I wasn't too keen on paying £20 for a Hornby coach. Don't know why it's done that. I'm not given to normally having the budget for Bachmann coaches, but as you can see, there's a brand new, still in the tissue wrap, and it looks to be yellow underneath. In that packaging is this, a more modern, obviously flushed glazing, unlike the old Hornby one. Better detailing. Comes with the pair of rigid couplings. So that obviously means it's also got NEM sockets. It is for a engine yard. I think it's got the Scotty Terrier there, so might have to weather that up a little bit, because obviously we're not anywhere near Scotland, although I'm not modelling an exact prototypical location per se. So a Hornby one, not. It's Bachmann, that's Loki. This was $24.99 for a Bachmann brand spanking new. Not a Hornby second-hand 30-year-old, 27 quid. I rest my case, my lord. Do not rely on eBay for everything. Have a sniff round elsewhere. Ye even bought a pair of Bachmann's knockoff KDs. They were £1, specifically for one wagon that hasn't got them. But that was it. So far this week, this is it.